Welcome to The Good,
The Bad,
and the Nerdy. I'm Mike G.
I'm Tye Justis.
Welcome to our show. So, what do we got on the old docket today? The dossier.
Oh my God.
As it were.
Well, first we're going to talk about the new Han Solo movie script.
Oh, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Beautiful Star Wars. Something, something. Star Wars. Ooh. Wait, did you get that note? Okay.
Our sound guy just quit.
Yeah,
okay.
he quit.
So today we're going to talk about the new Han Solo spin-off movie that's coming out.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes,
What are your thoughts?
Mixed bag of feelings as usual.
Okay.
First of all, it was the script itself has been hailed as the best so far, as the best of the new kind of stuff to come out of the franchise, as it were, by the gentleman who did the art direction or the art for the prequels and the new Force Awakens. So I don't know how much to. It's by Ian McCaig. I'm sorry, and I don't know how to feel about an endorsement from anyone who did the prequels.
Because the prequels were
great.
A mixed bag of.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, the prequels were interesting. I will say that I think the third one started off very strongly. I always try to defend the good I can find in them. With episode 1, it was Ray Park, it was Darth Maul, and the dual-edged lightsaber. And that's about it. But the second film, well, we're going to skip clones. And then episode 3, the opening titles were good.
Right.
CG work was strong.
Right.
Okay, so
back to Han Solo.
Han Solo. Let's talk about the actor. Who did they cast now?
Eldon Enrich, and I'm probably totally butchering his name at this point, but it's the gentleman who played kind of a young and up and coming actor in Hail Caesar, the Coen Brothers movie, the newest one. That's kind of where he got his big noticed and whatever. So it's tough because I don't know if I can see him filling the orthopedic shoes of Harrison Ford. I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. I want to say he can, but he hasn't done enough. There isn't a big enough body of work for me to make that judgment right now. So I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, as long as he doesn't crash any planes or get his leg broken on set, he should be okay. A couple steps ahead.
Well, yeah, that's true. As long as he stays healthy, basically.
Let's hope. And let's hope Harrison Ford does, at least until Blade Runner 2 is done. I'm kidding. No, let's wish Harrison Ford well, no matter what.
Yes. I love Harrison Ford.
We love Harrison Ford. Really we both do. Don't throw me under the bus. Yes. No. But I'm excited. I want something really exciting, new, and I'm glad they're doing these spin-offs because it gives them a chance to really explore that universe in ways they haven't for the last 30 years. And I think it's going to be exciting if they do it right, if they respect just good filmmaking, good storytelling, along with what's come before, and really add something very special and new to the franchise.
And I hate it. I love it.
I love it.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Sand in the eyes. That's from our last show. Sand.
And then
smack.
And then disappear.
That's for somebody that looks very wiry. They kind of have sand in their pocket. And they just come at you. I have sand in my pocket right now, as I always do.
How did you get sand in your pocket?
I'd rather not.
In the valley.
I'd rather not say.
Oh.
Sand travels well. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. I think it's going to be fun. I hope it's going to be something very exciting and of quality, and not just visually pretty. I hope there's some really good, deep, dark storytelling.
That is what I'm hoping for because of all the characters in that universe.
I'm an optimist.
I know, and I God bless you. No, of all the characters to do it, who deserves their own spinoff, deserves their own film. Obviously, yes, it's Han Solo. I understand that. So I'm just hoping that they do that character justice, as well as kind of Harrison Ford's legacy, kind of not pooping on that, if you will. Yeah.
And the funny thing is that universe is so huge now that you have the opportunity to do a lot of spin-offs. I mean, one of my favorite Jedi is Shakti. She is one of.
Is she the green hair? Yeah.
Really awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
She's always my favorite Jedi since they created her in the past 15 years.
Really cool. Yeah.
I wish they do a spin-off of the Jedi Council, which would be fun. I know they do a lot with Rebels, and they've done a lot with the Clone Wars.
And now that the mouse just heard that, that's happening.
Oh my
God!
Made that happen. And I just made no money off that deal.
That's how they do it.
That's how the mouse works. Tye Justis Reviews actually has a little bit to say about the little documentary.
Yes, he does.
But No, yeah, it's such a big universe. I hope they start doing more. Is what I'm saying. They have the money, they have the talent. Hopefully, they'll put that. Now that I'm putting it out there,
they have the money.
They have the money. They can attract the talent.
Recruit the talent.
Recruit the talent. Pay the talent.
With the money. Yes.
Hopefully, the monies. They'll get the monies. So let's hope that happens. But I mean, I'm hoping for the best. I hope if this does turn out well, that they just branch out and do just a bunch of really good, fun work. Because you can please everyone, basically. I mean, not everyone at once, but you can give a lot of different people a lot of different experiences with that huge expanded universe.
Very true. And same thing with kind of Rogue One. I guess we'll see how that's the preceptor to I think what's going to come down the pipeline and see how that works out. So far, the reviews for it haven't been that great. It is about a lot of reshoots.
Reshoots, yeah. That may not be a terrible thing. That may not be terrible. It may not. Again, eternal optimist. It may not be the worst thing in the world. Let's hope not. Let's hope somebody saw a cut of it and went, you know what, we need to make this better for everybody and
let's fix it.
Recoup our losses. And maybe that's why the reshoots happen. Who knows? We're again hoping for the best, but
preparing for the worst.
Preparing for the worst. As
I do.
Yeah, you have to. But let's hope it turns out well. And who would have thought that such a small aspect of the Star Wars world?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a cool idea. And there's so many things they can do that with. Yeah. It's just, I hope it turns out well so they do more of that instead of just this turning out poorly and then doing nothing along those lines.
Okay, I'll give you this, and I'll give the mouse this, where I like that they're trying to do original stuff even within the universe, because it's not, even though it's not canon per se, it's not a shot-for-shot remake of New Hope.
Right,
it's something else. It's something different.
You mean like Force Awakens? I'm sorry. Anyway.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, right? That it's not a complete shot-for-shot remake of the films that have already been made. Anyway, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And let's
so it is different. It is something new, and they're at least attempting to move in that direction, which I will give them credit for that. That's good. That means that we're not just going to get the same rehash from the old school movies. And so
absolutely. Absolutely. No, I agree. It's a great step forward, and it gives us hope. A new hope.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah, you got it.
I saw what you did there. Ding. Look at you. Clever.
I try. So what do we have next?
So I think right now we're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we'll be back in a sec.
Talk to you guys soon.
And we're back.
We are.
Awesome.
That was
fun. Fast. That was quick.
Yeah.
I like those.
Barely enough time to get more gin. Anyway.
We had to send the intern out.
Yeah. He's fired now.
Yes.
So now we're going to talk about something a little lighter, but in the film world, that would be Wreck-It Ralph 2.
2, the sequel.
What is it called again?
There's no...
Okay.
No, this is what I called it. Wreck-It Ralph 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's a working title. It's not...
For us, not for Pixar.
It's not for Pixar. Don't steal my idea.
And now that's what it's going to be called.
And then,
I like Wreck-It Ralph. I just saw Wreck-It Ralph for the first time myself a couple of months ago.
And we agreed, because I love it too.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Probably for different reasons, but you loved it and I loved it. That's weird that we love the exact same.
Yeah, because we're so opposite.
I know.
See?
It's almost like we're trying to do that, create that divide.
It's weird. Anyway, I liked it a lot, and at first I wasn't sure because it takes a long time to warm up. It does. To really get started and get going, it takes a while. But then once you get into it, it really does hook you. And I was surprised it was such a slow burn at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's almost, I want to say almost half of the film is the build-up.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because...
It pays off.
It pays off. In my opinion, it does pay off. And especially, oh my God, that ending.
Yeah.
It killed me. I actually did shed a tear. I'm not going to lie. I did shed a tear. I felt bad for him. I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, the movie's been out for how long? How many years now?
Couple of years.
He didn't die, but he almost died.
It was very touching. It was a very touching ending, and I was surprised too that it made me just feel so connected to that film at the end because it really grips you, and you don't expect that. I don't think you expect that when it's about to happen.
No.
And it kind of sneaks up on you and hits you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Or throws sand in your eyes and just clocks you. Yeah.
And then dash away. I think the reason why it hit me specifically, I don't know about you, but the reason why it hit me so hard is two things. One, I can kind of relate to that. Maybe this is not necessarily everyone, but I feel like a lot of people can relate to trying to do something out of your comfort zone, or not your comfort zone, but what you are perceived should be your comfort zone, and then society's
idea
kind
of what you
of
should be.
perception of that, and then trying to step out of that and try to do something different. I get that, and then how the foibles that go with that.
Yeah, right.
So I totally get that.
Yep.
That's why I related to him so much. But more importantly was the villain.
Yeah.
Turbo. I hated that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hated him
What a
so
great
much.
villain. Yeah.
It's a great villain, and I didn't see it coming. That was so great. Like, I'm sitting there watching the entire movie, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that when they reveal that it's him,
Yeah.
you know, with the glitch, you know, and then revealing that it's Turbo.
That was a great. That paid off wonderfully. That was great.
I went, oh my god, and
Yes.
and I just watched it. I forced my girlfriend yesterday to watch it. She'd never seen it as well, and at that exact moment, she had that same epiphany, like, oh my god, it's him.
It all makes sense now.
Makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
the world makes sense again.
Right.
So I loved it, and what I'm interested about the sequel, and they just announced it, that there's no story for it right now. There's no, as far as I know, there's no script.
Right.
So I am interested to see what they do with it.
Right.
Unlike something like Finding Nemo, where they wait 13 years and then come out with a sequel, but it's killing it at the box office. So I guess,
Yeah.
sure, okay, whatever.
It's not always a bad thing.
That's not always a bad thing. So I'm interested to see where they'll take, what direction they'll take, like where it'll go.
And it's interesting the way these sequels take place with Pixar and Disney and all that, because one of my favorite Pixar films is The Incredibles. We were talking about that before. The Incredibles is a great
such a good
film.
movie.
It's basically the only successful Fantastic Four movie that's ever been made.
I would agree.
But it's one of those films that begs for a sequel, and they kind of jokingly set up one at the end of the first film.
That's right, with was it Mole Man or whatever?
John Ratzenberger playing Mole Man.
I am beneath you, or I'm not beneath you.
That was funny.
Good.
But it didn't happen, and I don't know if it's happening now. I hope it is. But on the other hand, Cars, which is probably my least favorite Pixar film, and it's still it's my least favorite Pixar film, but it's still a good film. That was our producer.
Did the feed just get cut?
Are we done? Are we done here?
Oh, God.
No, but it's still a good film, and it's one of Paul Newman's last roles. But just in terms of quality, it was a great and beautiful Pixar film. But I like a lot of films above it. It's even though it's the lowest on my list, it's still a great Pixar film. But at the same time, Cars has had a few sequels already, and that's basically because of their merchandising. They make a lot of money off the toys and all the
lettuce,
a little lettuce,
a little cheddar.
Yeah, and it makes the sequel come by really quickly. I guess The Incredibles didn't make as much in merchandise, so
that's kind of strange, though.
Yeah.
You would think that that kind of book, because they're superheroes, so that would, I don't know. That's weird. That's weird that if that didn't happen.
Yeah, but the world, I think you have to look at it in the world of action figures and what companies see. And this is another thing when you break it down into sex, just because of how companies think girls and women sell. And I have a couple of examples of this somewhat recently. I was at a Toys R Us for some reason, and I saw for some reason. But there was the new Ghostbusters, the female-driven Ghostbusters, and they had the Proton Pack was there, and I'm like, oh, cool, because as a kid, the Proton Pack's your favorite part.
That's the thing.
I looked at the back, and remember, everybody wearing a Proton Pack for the most part in this movie, they're women, and guess who they have modeling it and playing with the toy in the little picture on the box? It's a little boy. So there are no girls playing with the toy at all, and it's a female-driven film. Which is interesting, and even Teen Titans. If you go back to the DVD releases of the animated series, which we all love here, each cover had one of their leading characters, and there are 5 characters: three boys and 2 girls, three young men and 2 young ladies, and each season that came out had one of the major players. And the first 3 seasons were Robin, Cyborg, and Beast Boy, and the last 2 seasons were group shots. So because they weren't going to let a female character lead cover art.
Or be perceived to be in like ahead, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
would imagine
or
the
equal.
perception or
Because
equal.
it would simply be equal to what had come before. So it kind of bothered me a little bit. I go, if I had a daughter, if I had a little girl, and be
And it's
less
a female
weird,
superhero,
and I'd be
and
less,
you're like, why is
I'd
she
be
not-
less, I'd be less weird buying it on my own. But if I had a little girl, I'd be even more offended because there are no little girls, there are no female characters represented like the boys. But that still happens a lot, even with the new Ghostbusters film. And I think that could be have something to do with it as well, because with Princess, the Disney's film, Princess and the Frog, the powers that be blamed the word princess in the title as it being the reason for its failure at the box office. And that's why they changed Rapunzel into Tangled. They wanted to take any female aspect of it out. And I wonder if with The Incredibles, the mother and the daughter factor, I wonder if they did maybe market it as hard or as well because they're female characters and they just maybe don't know how to do that yet, or they think that there's a difference. I recently saw in some other store, not a Toys R Us, some other store, DC Comics, which are doing really well. They have like these action figures that are like 10-inch action figures of Batgirl, Supergirl as like teenagers. And just like they marketed to the boys back in the 80s and 90s, now they're doing that for girls. And I go, hey, way to go, DC and Warner Brothers. They're really doing a really good job marketing to the young girls. And they're respectfully dressed, athletically dressed, but they're not like, boobs popping out, all this stuff. So if
Instagram
I had
photos,
photos,
yeah.
it's not a Kardashian doll. It's actually very respectful, very sweet, and something if I had kids, I'd want my kids to play with. And my friends' kids, some of my friends' kids who I've been close to, I'd buy that stuff for them. It's not the Monster High stuff either, where they're scantily clad. Nothing wrong with that stuff, but if you're a little girl, this is if you're a father or a mother and you have a little girl, you'd be proud to see them playing with this stuff because it's very positive and empowering without being sexist or derivative.
Right. Very true.
Yeah. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Hey,
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
There we go.
And we got something else. So, Netflix.
Oh, that's
Netflix is coming out. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
there we
Did
go.
we? No.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
No. Wait. Did we get it?
No, we're
No?
dead.
Okay.
We're gone.
We're done.
Okay.
We have Netflix is coming out with a new Lost in Space series.
I like that. I'm excited. I'm, of course, again.
Wait.
Oh, well, there we go. We got something.
Danger.
Danger. Danger.
Danger. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Flailing arms.
Danger.
Everywhere. Danger. How do you feel about that?
Again, being the optimist, I think it's a good idea. I think it's time that the wonderful.
I think it's awful.
And it's terrible.
Because I want to be contrary on everything.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Because that's the way to be. It's like we're in a relationship. No, sorry.
I hate everything you like.
I will kill what you love. No, I think it's a good idea. The show is wonderful. It's very nostalgic when you go back. People that grew up with the show really love the show, and you can understand why. It was a wonderfully fun show, but I think it's time for a reboot, a respectful reboot. Now, they tried that with the film, with Matt LeBlanc and some other...
Joey.
And I think it was John Hurt was in it.
Yes.
William Hurt or John Hurt? I'm sorry.
I want to say William.
Was it William Hurt? Am I getting... Mr. Hurt was in it. Mimi Rogers was in it. And you had a lot of other wonderful people in it. And I think that what they tried to do was very fun. The visual effects and the direction, I think, was a step forward at where they wanted to be. But in terms of the context of the time and everything, and the way we look at it now, it's not seen as the greatest film. I think they really tried to make it something special. And in certain aspects, it was fun, and it kind of was, but... they got caught in the whole loop of putting a famous TV star in at the time, someone who was really hot, which was Matt LeBlanc. Nothing against Matt LeBlanc, but I think just it was, I don't know, it didn't hit the mark like it was supposed to, but it was still kind of fun. I want to like it so bad.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like Batman Forever. I want to like it so much.
Poop all over it.
That's right. What do you think about it? What do you think about the idea for the
Well,
reboot?
you know what? I'm going to be honest. Given what kind of the track record for Netflix lately, especially taking... Not necessarily doing their own original stuff, but taking other properties and then kind of adapting it, kind of what they did with Marvel, what they did with Daredevil, and all the Marvel properties that are going on right now, and now all the stuff that's kind of being built off of that. Yeah. I think there's a possibility that they can do something really great with this. I think we were talking about this too. As long as they go in the direction of one of two directions, either they take the campy route and just make fun of it, and it's this ridiculous.
Yeah.
Either that,
Yeah.
or keep drinking.
Yeah.
Or you go the other direction, and the kind of what we were discussing, where you go dark, and you kind of make it for today's sensibilities, as it were, the 2016, and just try to have fun with it.
I think there should be a balance. I think there should still be a sense of fun. There needs to be a layer of fun because that's that's the origin of it. There should be
like moments of levity, but with
and the children I think can be a brighter aspect to it because there are kids in the show. I think they should kind of keep the spirit of that, even though to a minimal. But that needs to be part of it. If you make it too dark, they're going to miss the mark again because they're going to move too far away from what the core of the show is about, which is family and going on fun adventures, being lost in space.
I think what's going to make it or break it is who they cast for Smith.
For
the wonderful Smith, and just to see him being that antagonist and seeing what happens. I don't know. I mean, that's
could be
interesting.
It could be. I'd love to see Liam Neeson as Smith, but from just the point of view of
Taken,
just like he's the villain, but he's a scary villain. Like I will find you, I will kill you, dude. You're on our ship, man. No, but I have a certain set of skills. You took my daughter. We don't know who your daughter is. Who cast you?
She has to be on the ship because we didn't leave the ship. So where would you take her?
She could be somewhere else. You mean in space?
Exactly. We didn't jettison her into space.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't have anybody in mind for the professor.
Ian McKellen? Magneto?
Maybe.
Because he can play somebody. He can play a good bad guy.
Could they afford him?
Yeah, well, you never know. They might want to. They've been doing really well. They've a lot of success. Netflix has had a lot of success in the last few years, and I'm sure they have the money. It's whether or not they want to spend it on him.
That is true.
And they could always kill him off after the pilot if he gets too expensive.
Yes, but
not in real life, in the show.
But to me, that's the crux. It's Smith and what they do with the robot.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Robbie the Robot. One of the most expensive aspects of the original show.
Yeah, ironically enough.
And it was a prop from another film.
Yeah.
It was from Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet, yeah.
So we'll just recycle him into a TV show.
Like, okay, I guess we could do that.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's good. I mean, I feel like it's going to be fun, especially with Netflix's recent track record and how well they've done with other properties. Let's hope they just give us something fun and original and dark enough.
Yeah.
Really to appease that sensibility.
I hope so. All right. So I think we'll take another quick break here, and we'll come right back.
See you in a sec.
And we're back.
Hey.
So, funny thing, today is July 3rd, and we do a day in kind of nerd history, and today is the original release back in 1985 of Back to the Future.
Oh, man.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is one of those films, it was always shown on TV when I was growing up, when we were growing up, and we watched it, we loved it. I mean, it's one of the most successful, I think, time travel films of all time.
It has to be, right?
They took a car that was out of production for a couple of years because the DeLorean had really been out of production.
A dangerously, horrifically built car.
Oh my God! No offense to the Irish.
I mean,
we're part Irish. I'm part Irish.
Yeah, same
so
here.
it's I can insult. No, I'm kidding. No, it was notoriously bad. I mean, even during the production, they had so much trouble with that car. Yep. Getting it up to 88 was a serious problem that they finally tried to work out. They had 11.
I think if you would have to, I feel like you'd have to strap a nuclear reactor
to the car.
to the car to actually get that car up to 80.
And you know what the sad thing is? I've talked to owners of the car, and if you get in a fender bender, the engine's in the back, so they consider that a total. So if you get into a slight fender bender, your car is completely totaled because the engine is in the back. Watch it, Porsche owners. But it was a horribly made car.
Yeah.
The Irish are known for many things.
But it's
Auto production.
It's so funny because it's so iconic too. On top
Oh
of
my
that,
God.
like
It's a time
of
machine.
all the things, yeah, like of all the things when you think time machine, that's like the first thing
DeLorean.
you think. It's either the DeLorean or the TARDIS.
That's right.
One of the two you think,
Or the Enterprise.
or the I'm sorry, yes,
Or the Enterprise.
Yeah, so it's definitely
Star Trek 4.
Yeah, Star Trek 4.
And Star Trek 8. And
Yeah.
anyway,
And you can just keep
on going. But the thing is, it was really well written. Bob Zemeckis and Bob
Yes.
Gale really came up with a terrific script.
yeah.
And if you notice, whenever it comes to like the heavy explanation, something always happens to distract you. And it's at the right time to where you don't ask too many questions. But they even did their research, and they really they put a lot of effort into that project, and it was terrific.
Yep.
And the second film, I love Back to the Future 2 as well. It's a terrifically made sequel because they never did that before. No one had ever done that before, where you go from the original back into the original,
Yep.
and it's just an amazing
kind of a
thing.
cyclical.
Yeah, it was a terrific, and the third one was fun.
Yeah.
But today in nerd history, Back to the Future
Back to the
was
Future.
released.
Michael J. Fox, thank you,
Oh, and Christopher Lloyd.
and Christopher Lloyd, wherever you are. Cool.
They're,
So
they're alive. You know that.
they're alive.
They
No,
are.
no, they both. Yeah,
No, they're both alive.
they're both alive somewhere.
It's a good life.
They're alive in our hearts
Yes. And in real life.
and in real life.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for
I
today.
think so. I think that's it. Tune in for next time.
That's right.
And we'll be talking about more nerd stuff.
Yeah, some Power Rangers.
Power
I think.
Rangers,
Some
I
Power
think.
Ranger news coming up.
Oh, that's right. Oh, the new movie.
Good times.
Yeah.
Boop, boop.
Do, 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 do. All right. Until next time.
I'm Tye Justis.
I'm Mike G.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.